Let's take a look at one of our applications from a location perspective and try to understand its susceptibility to power failures at the individual locations that are hosting the servers. So we'll pick one of our applications here, in this case the Kiva application, and we'll request a dependency diagram. So here's our Kiva application, and as you can see, it's a pretty complicated application with a lot of dependencies on various servers and virtual servers. So let's tighten up this diagram a little bit by simply collapsing some of these objects, because we don't really need to see that much detail for the type of analysis we're doing here. Okay, so this is the same diagram, but this time with the servers collapsed. And as you can see, we've got about 15 or 20 servers that Kiva depends upon. But what we'd really like to see are the locations. So let's add in the location relationships to these particular servers. And so now Blueprints has the location information in the diagram. And let's go ahead and collapse those just like we did for the servers. Okay, great. So now what we're seeing is the Kiva application and 4 different locations which host all the physical servers that support the Kiva application. So let's try to understand how we could reduce the dependency on so many locations. And as you can see here, we have one relationship to the public safety complex. So let's expand that and try to understand why there's such a dependency there. And it looks like we need to expand this cluster. So here we can see that something in the admin data center is sending data to /vol or a prod logs on this virtual machine. Now it turns out that that is a configuration associated with our database log shipping from this central location. So that's probably not something we'd like to remove. It's a good thing to have that data go off-site from the admin data center. So let's take a look at a couple other locations here. You can see the east side has 7 resources as well as the main campus location. So let's just expand that location. And so we can see there's 2 servers here. If these servers were not in this location, if they were in one of the other locations, then we'd have no more dependency on the east side location. So let's use Blueprints to see what that would look like. We'll select those 2 servers and then we'll choose the move option. And then we can pick one of the locations here, in this case the admin data center. And then Blueprints will update the model and the associated diagram. And you can see here that Kiva is no longer dependent on the east side location. Now if we wanted to reduce the dependency on the main campus location, we could just expand that, try to understand what's in there. Looks like we've got a couple servers. Take those 2 servers and let's move those servers. We can move them to the public safety complex. Okay, so now you can see in the diagram here, Kiva clearly has a dependency on these 2 locations here, but the main campus location and the east side location are no longer involved. So if we had a power failure at either of those locations, we would not expect it to impact the Kiva application. And since we were just proposing some changes here, let's go ahead and undo our changes. Blueprints we can do multiple levels of undo, so this will take us back to our original configuration.